Good afternoon and welcome everyone to our October 7th, 2025, 2 o'clock Board of County Commissioners consent agenda meeting. Let the record reflect that all 5 commissioners are present. Commissioner Waldrop is on Zoom. We will go ahead and, there was no written comment that was received for items on today's agenda, so we'll go ahead and stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So that will take us to our open public forum. So this is the time for anyone who wants to speak to anything that is not on today's agenda. I do have one person signed up. So Becky, if you'd like to come down.
Becky Dickerhoof, City of Spokane. Fall has finally come to the Pacific Northwest. Snow is expected to fall on Mount Spokane next week. 5 years ago, I was a member of a committee that crafted a resolution for a local nonprofit to submit to the Spokane City Council with 3 recommendations. We asked for a safe place for the unhoused to be every night, a place to safely store their personal effects and documents, and access to basic health needs, including restrooms. Unfortunately, those that face homelessness daily still do not have safe places to spend the night, storage for their personal property, or access to public restrooms. As the weather continues to cool and political candidates heat up their rhetoric, homelessness has become a voting issue. In January of this year, the Washington Department of Commerce collected data for their report, Snapshot of Homelessness in Washington State. The results are based on combined Medicaid, economic service, and HMIS populations. They found 15,802 total household types were homeless in Spokane County. There are not 15,802 homeless individuals roaming the downtown area. Only a fraction of that number is causing the problems downtown businesses experience. Those demanding the homeless be eradicated from the city and county are using the much smaller number to drive their agenda to ban the homeless from Spokane. I would guess at least 13,000 households are doing their best to survive without running afoul of the law, without falling victim to drugs and physical assaults. They are doing everything they can to find their way back to being a productive tax-paying citizen. They are doing their best to maintain a job, to save money to afford housing, to provide for their dependents, to afford health care. What as a county are we doing to help those 13,000 households? What are we doing to help them provide housing for their children, their dependents who may have chronic illnesses? How are we helping those on fixed incomes who can't budget increases in housing, health care, and food stay housed? What is the plan for Spokane as the cost of living outpaces the increase in wages? What is the plan for Spokane as the gap between the income of the top 10% to the bottom 10% grows ever wider? I'm here today to ask the county commissioners to enact what is commonly referred to as a 1590 tax. This ordinance, which amended RCW 82.14.530, allows the county legislative authority to impose a sales and use tax not to exceed 0.1% of the selling price in the case of a sales tax or value of the article used in case of a use tax. This will allow the county to create more homes for the unsheltered. At least 60% of that money must be used for the construction of housing and related services. The balance must be used for the operation, delivery, or services related to housing. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a continuation. This is our open public forum, so second call for anyone wishing to testify.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Caitlin Scott, and I'm here on behalf of Spokane Riverkeeper to deliver a petition that we issued or gathered signatures on for your leadership, asking for your leadership in water conservation actions across the region and to support stronger water conservation measures with local municipalities. This summer, we witnessed a stark visual of our large section of our river going completely dry, leaving the city, the river down here in downtown, completely dependent on flows from the aquifer. This is a really strong reminder of how vulnerable our river system is and our water system overall, and how our use and the accelerating impacts of climate change are impacting that system every year. The Spokane River is more than just scenery. It's the heartbeat of our community. It supports fish, wildlife, recreation, business, and the very identity of our region. But our water withdrawals, combined with hotter, drier summers, are pushing the system to its limits. It's time for change, and the county should be leading the effort. Hundreds of residents have signed this petition because they believe the county can and should be leading in protecting our shared water resources. Through stronger water conservation practices and policies that ensure enough water stays in the river for future generations. We've provided the petition here. There should be a copy for each of you, and the full list of signers, and I hope it sends a clear message. Our residents care deeply about our water and this river and want meaningful action to protect it. Thank you for your leadership in recognizing the urgency of safeguarding the Spokane River, not just for today, but for future of this watershed. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to do third and final call for anyone wishing to testify at our open public forum. Seeing no one online, no one else in the audience, I will close the open public forum and we will go to our proclamation that we have today. So I will look to my fellow commissioner.
Madam Chair, I would like to read this proclamation in the form of a motion in the matter of proclaiming the month of October 2025 as National Disability Employment Awareness Month in Spokane County. Whereas October 2025 marks the 80th anniversary of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and whereas workplaces that welcome the talents of all people, including people with disabilities, are a critical part of our efforts to build an inclusive community and a strong economy, and whereas activities during this month will reinforce the value and talent people with disabilities add to our workplaces and communities and affirm Spokane County's commitment to be an inclusive community that increases access and equity for all, including individuals with disabilities. Whereas the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Disability Employment Policy, Washington State Development, Disabilities Community Services, and Spokane County take this opportunity to call upon employers, schools, and other community organizations to advance the important message that people with disabilities add value and talent to our workplaces and communities. And now, therefore, we, the Spokane County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of the citizens of Spokane County, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as National Disabilities Employment Awareness Month in Spokane County, dated the 7th day of October 2025.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thumbs up from Commissioner Waldrop. There we go. It's a unanimous decision. So with this, I'd like to invite Justin Johnson to come up and say a few words and introduce the people that we have in the audience.
Yes.
And then we will, at the end of that, everyone can come up and we can take a picture.
Excellent. So Justin Johnson, Director of Community Services Department, and I'll be brief because I actually brought some friends that will actually share some from their experience and the work they're doing in the community. Just want to say that this confirms the proclamation, the ongoing commitment and dedication Spokane County has had to make our community a place not only that we can celebrate the diversity we have with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities and the value they have in our community, but also making it a place where employers can partner not only with governmental entities like community services, but other partners to ensure that we have an inclusive community that recognizes the value that everyone has. So I'm going to turn it over real quick to Brian, manager of our Developmental Disabilities Division. Brian?
Thank you. Brian Nichols, Spokane County Community Services, the program manager for developmental disabilities. It's always a pleasure to address this group, and always I'm honored to be part of the county that supports what we do. And I thank you for that ongoing support of our program and our mission. I want to introduce a couple of people who are directly impacted by this. Let's start with Taylor Crisp. You can say a couple words about what employment means to you.
Hi, I'm Taylor Crisp. I live in Cheney, Washington, in Spokane County. What Disability Employment Awareness Month means to me, it means to provide equity and access to employment and equal opportunity employment to people with disabilities like me, who I had a history with struggling with when I was kind of transitioning into adulthood, kind of struggling with resumes and finding jobs and getting turned away from jobs simply just based on my disability alone. And I just want to be one of the faces that proves that people with disabilities can be have just as hard of a work ethic and skills and knowledge to do a job as any of my peers in the community. And I can't wait to see what this opportunity brings to our younger generation of people with disabilities. Thank you.
Make up your mind.
Hi, my name is Erin Carden. I'm an advisory board member with the county DDA. And my son is an adult living with autism. He frequently said when he was in school, his favorite part of school was the bus ride to school. And it was probably the only good part for him. As an adult, he received job placement services, the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation, to have job placement with Zoom Services, which does busing for the district. And he has such a sense of pride and just place in our community when he goes to work every morning and helps the very young people that he was. And yeah, he wouldn't have services like that and support like that without the services that the county provides. So, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is John Lemus. I'm the advocacy manager for At Work. I was looking at my calendar this morning, and this is the 80th anniversary of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, which is pretty cool. Employment to me means getting to be included in the community, getting to be a productive tax-paying citizen and not having to rely on government benefits. And we know that this is what a lot of people with disabilities want. So programs like supported employment that the county offers are actively helping people with disabilities reach the American dream, which is awesome. So thank you for putting this proclamation together.
I want to say one final thing that's actually kind of a brag. We in this state should be proud of the fact that our state's placement statistics for folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities is the best in the nation. And it's here in Spokane County, we mirror those statistics for successful placements. So it's a win-win situation for everybody in our community to support the efforts to get folks that rely on us to help them get jobs and keep jobs. And thank you again.
Brian, thank you. I'm excited. Thank you all for coming down. We're going to come and take a picture with you if you'd all be willing to come up. And thank you for being here today and for testifying. Okay, that's going to take us to, I am moving an item, so 6A on our agenda today. We are going to choose to continue that item, and so I'm going to look to my fellow commissioners.
Yes, Madam Chair, if there is no objection, I would request that we take public hearing item number 6A out of order at this time. I would like to move that the board continue consideration of this matter, that's both the decision and public hearing, to October 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m.
Second.
To offer. I didn't say that. Okay. Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, motion passes unanimously. So we will take up 6A on October 21st at the 2 o'clock meeting. So thank you all. So with that then, I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move that, oh, let me scratch that, that we approve items 4 and 5, including all sub-items on today's consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for 4, 5, and all sub-items on today's agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. That will then take us to item number 6B on today's agenda. So we're going to get to see a lot of Matt Zarakar here for the next several.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This will be the first of 4 establishments today for our public hearings. And the first one is Willamette Street and Scout Street. Next slide, please. You can see here on the vicinity map on the left, this is on the South Hill. It's off of Glen Air Drive. The red line represents the roads being established or proposed for establishment. It's Willamette Street and Scout, as mentioned. And these roads have been built and certified in accordance with Spokane County's requirements. It is the recommendation of our office that we establish these roads for county maintenance. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt? Okay. Since there's no questions, this is a public hearing item, so I will open it up for public testimony. So for 6B, not seeing anyone. Second call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 6B. See no one online, no one in the audience. Third and final call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 6B. Seeing no one, I will close the public testimony and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve public hearing item number 6B, an establishment of Willamette Street and Scout Street in the plat of Glen Air and Willamette, County Engineer Road File number 2393 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. That will then take us to item 6C, which is a public hearing, and we will have Matt Zarakar present again.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. So next establishment is for Beverly Avenue, and it's in Parkview Hills, PUD First Edition. Next slide, please. You can see this one again is kind of on the lower South Hill, actually more in the Park Road area would probably be more accurate. And it's near Park and 13th. You can see the red line there represents the section of roadway proposed for establishment. This again was also built and certified in accordance with our requirements. It is again the recommendation of our office to establish this road for county maintenance. And again, happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? I'm not seeing any. Thank you. So this is a public hearing item, so I'll open up for public testimony for item 6C. If you'd like to testify, you can come up and you have 3 minutes to testify. We will have you just fill out after you're done a blue form.
I'm just curious about this. I have the original plans for this, and that looked like it was on the original plans that way. But right now, we already have a Beverly. And so I'm just curious as to how this is going to change. Beverly goes up and turns into 14th. And so I'm just confused. Is there going to be 2 Beverlys?
Yeah, it's a good question. As you know, we work in concert with SHREC when we do our road naming and where we decide to transition from one road name to another. This road, you can see if you look on the very right side of the aerial there, runs into Beverly Drive at Park. So it was extended on as Beverly and then connected into 14th Avenue. So there had to be a transition from 14th to Beverly at some point. And the decision was made, the best place to do that was at this boundary. So the red line will be Beverly, and then once it gets to the city limits there, it will become 14th Avenue. No, it's actually the other way around. In the city, it's 14th Avenue. It's been that for a very long time. And our portion, the county portion, is all going to be Beverly. The existing portion now is Beverly, and this extension's also Beverly. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Happy to. You bet.
Thank you. I would say, yeah, any more questions, we'll have you just talk to Matt afterwards. So, but all the road naming does go through our emergency communication to make sure that there's no duplication of addresses. So our emergency communications to get to any address that they need to quickly and easily. So thank you. Third and final call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 6C. See no one else in the audience and no one online. I will close the public testimony and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move to approve public hearing item number 6C, the establishment of Beverly Avenue in the plat, Parkview Hills PUD, First Edition, County Engineer Road File number 2364 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will then take us to item 6D on today's agenda. Once again, Matt Zarakor.
Thank you once again, Commissioner. So this is our third establishment. This is in the Pillar Rock Estates plats. This is 6th, 7th, and 8th editions. Go to the next slide. So here you can see this covers several phases of the plat. This is the build out of this plat. And there's a whole laundry list of road names that were read off previously. All these roads were once again built and certified in accordance with our procedures. And once again, it is the recommendation of our office that we approve these and bring them into the system for maintenance. Happy to answer any questions.
I'm not seeing any questions. So again, this is a public hearing, so I will open up for public testimony on item 6D. Second call for anyone wishing to testify on item 6D. See no one in the audience and no one online. Third and final call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 6D. I see no one. I will close the public testimony and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move to approve public hearing on item number 6D, the establishment of 12th Avenue, Sun Devil Court, Cougar Street, 8th Avenue, 8th Court, Bulldog Street, Jonathan Court, Pillar Rock Drive, and Crystal Court in the plats, Pillar Rock Estates 6th, 7th, and 8th edition, County Engineer Road File number 1804 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will then take us to item 6E. Mr. Zarakor.
Thank you once again. Last but not least, we have an establishment. Next slide, please. This one you can see is out on the West Plains. It's in the West Terrace neighborhood. This is in the plats of 6th edition, Phase 2 and Phase 3. And the roads are Rye, Lincolnberry, Lincolnberry Court, Broaden Road, Callwood Road, and Salmonberry Road. And again, you can see the red lines represent the sections of roadway proposed for certification and establishment. These were all correctly built and certified by our group, and it is again the recommendation of our office that we take these over for perpetual maintenance through establishment. And happy to answer any questions.
I'm not seeing any questions for you, Mr. Zarakor. Again, this is a public hearing item that I will open up for testimony on item number 6E. Seeing no one in the audience and no one online, second call. Third and final call. Seeing no one online and no one in the audience, I will close the public testimony and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move to approve public hearing item number 6E, the establishment of Rye Road, Lincolnberry Road, Lincolnberry Court, Broden Road, Colwood Road, Salmonberry Road, in the plots of West Terrace 6th Edition, Phase 2 and Phase 3, County Engineer Road File number 2429 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for 6E. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Okay, that takes us to the end of our agenda. Mr. Simmons or Mr. Folsom, is there anything else?
Nothing further from me, Commissioner.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Very good. Okay, well then we will adjourn for the day and everyone will get to watch the Mariners game, hopefully. Thank you all very much for being here.